just got a letter in the mail and it said my mortgage going up $100 again. Every year keep going up. I thought I had a fixed rate. It's given adjustable. To keep adjusting, to keep going up every year. I ain't asked y'all to build no Chick-fil-A and no movie theater up the street. That's on y'all. When I bought this house 17 years ago with number woods. Y'all done cut all the woods down. Now the deer's just laying in my driveway. They don't even move when I crank the car up. They ain't even got a tree to lay in. Huh? Talking about an escrow. Escrow these. I can't even afford the house. I can't afford to own it. I can't afford to rent. I can't afford to live. What we doing? Citation. Somebody help me, because in a minute I'm going to lose a little piece of house.
Although comedic in her delivery, this is actually a very serious problem. And she's not just upset that her payment has gone up, but that it continues to keep going up. And she's thinking about the long term. As she said, she may not be able to afford her house here in a minute. And that fear is real. A lot of homeowners, even if they don't say it out loud, are feeling the pressure and stress of that these days. Hey y'all, my name is Kay. I'm a real estate agent, and on this channel, I give you the real keys to home ownership so that your first home doesn't become your first regret. Before we keep going, if you're on your home buying journey now, or you already own and are confused about your payment, you can schedule a consultation with me using the link below in my description. We can walk through your situation so you're not guessing through this alone. Now, if you're not ready for that, stay here because I'm going to explain to you why these mortgage payments keep going up. Here's the part that most people are not clearly told. Most think that your mortgage is one fixed payment forever, but your monthly payment, if you didn't pay in cash and got a loan through a lender or a bank, is made up of more than just your loan. Part of that payment goes to something called an escrow. All of that is just basically a holding account. Every month, money is set aside to pay your property taxes and homeowner's insurance for when those bills come due. And those two things, they can change. And most times they do. If your home value goes up, your property taxes can go up. If the insurance rates rise in your area, your insurance premium can go up. When those bills increase, your servicer, which is who your lender sold your loan to after you guys closed that deal, they adjust your monthly payment so that there's enough money in that escrow account. Let's say last year you didn't have enough money in your account to pay your taxes and insurance when those bills came due. Your servicer is going to pay your insurance and taxes for you. But whatever you didn't have in your account, they're going to add it to your mortgage payment for the next year, along with the rise in whatever your taxes and insurance was, which is why your mortgage payment is going to go up. And that'll dictate how much it goes up. And that's why I can feel like your mortgage keeps going up every year, even though your actual loan didn't change. Now, let's take a look at this next clip.
My mortgage is going up by over $500 a month, so let's talk about it. I live in a starter house. If you saw my house, we would all agree that I live in a starter house, and my mortgage is already $4,300 a month. However, I got a letter in the mail saying that my mortgage is actually increasing, and it's now going to be $4,800 a month. It's going from $4,300 a month to $4,800 a month, and I've owned this house for 18 months. I bought it in the summer of 2024, so do the math. It's not even been 2 years at this point, and that doesn't factor in any of the improvements that I've made on this house. I've already poured over $75,000 into this house. I'm constantly putting money into updates because it's outdated. It needs updates. It needs repairs. Just all of the things that come with being a homeowner. And a couple of years ago, I made a video talking about why I never wanted to own a house, and I talked about things like this. And my feelings are the same. I am very grateful and very fortunate that I was able to buy a house in the area that I did buy a house in. It is a great area. It's a great school district. But genuinely, the fact that I'm 28 years old and have a mortgage that is essentially $5,000 a month for a starter house that I still have to update and take care of and repair just feels absolutely criminal.
Okay, this is where we need to slow down, because when your mortgage is already $4,000 for what you consider a starting home, you're already operating with very little breathing room. And this is something that no professional likes to say out loud or that any buyer likes to hear. But just because you're approved for a number does not mean that that number is safe. Your approval amount is not your comfort amount. When you buy at the very top of what you are approved for, you leave yourself exposed, because insurance can and and will go up, taxes can and will go up, repairs will happen, and life will happen. If your payment is already stretching you thin, even the smallest increase can feel like a crisis. I work inside the mortgage process and see what people qualify for every day. I also see what payments look like a year or two after the loan has closed, taxes have been readjusted, and insurance premiums have renewed. And let me tell you, the buyers who sleep best at night and enjoy being a homeowner are the ones that didn't max themselves out. Home ownership should stretch you a little, but it shouldn't suffocate you. If you own a home right now, I want you to ask yourself, if your payment went up $200 tomorrow, would it completely stress you out or just be a little bit of an inconvenience? And let me know down in the comment section below, because that right there will tell you whether you bought within your comfort zone. Let's watch this last clip.
Homeownership didn't break me. The extra fees did. I knew about the mortgage. What I didn't plan for was everything on top of that. Property taxes went up. Insurance went up. Escrow got recalculated. Now my payment is higher than when I first bought my house. And everyone keeps saying, yeah, that's just a part of homeownership. And you know what? Maybe it is. But it wouldn't feel so bad if I wasn't already stretched so thin. I keep thinking about how I took my bank's first rate and just moved on. I didn't shop it. I didn't question any of it. If I would have lowered my mortgage back then, these increases would have been annoying, but not suffocating. I didn't know about BenCast when I was buying. I didn't know you could upload your loan estimate and have lenders actually compete to beat it. And now every time another fee hits, I think about how much breathing room I could have had. These hidden costs are very much unavoidable. Overpaying on the mortgage wasn't, and that part still makes me sick. I wish I had known all of this a lot sooner.
This was a little different from the first two videos we seen. You're seeing in real time a person who completely regretted owning their home. She's frustrated because she invested money into the home, her time, her energy, and I'm sure when she bought it, she felt very proud, but she ended up feeling blindsided. And I need to say this carefully because this wasn't a bad person or someone who was irresponsible. It's just someone who was uneducated about the full cost of home ownership, and that is very different. When people say home ownership has hidden cost, or as she mentioned in her video, extra fees, what they're really saying is I didn't account for property taxes increasing, or my insurance renewing and the premium going up $300, or the HOA increases if you have one, or just the overall maintenance, the HVAC systems, the roof repairs, the water heater, the grass, the pipes, so on and so forth, you name it. It's really the small things that add up that can make or break a homeowner. And if you go into home ownership only thinking about the monthly amount that you were approved for, you're going in with incomplete information. And that's where home buyers remorse starts. Not because home ownership is bad. If you can't tell, I'm an advocate for home ownership. I plan on owning my own home one day. But it's so important that your expectations match reality so you don't regret that decision. And I say this with care. But a lot of first-time home buyers are so stuck on the fact that they're about to finally own something, they don't sit down for a minute and think about owning this home, what's it gonna look like in 5 years? Instead of just focusing on the closing day, think about what your plan is in year 3 when the taxes adjust, or when your insurance premium rises at the same time that your water heater gave out. When all of those things hit you at once, it can feel like you're drowning. But most of the time, it wasn't just hidden costs, it's just things that weren't explained to you. You may be asking me, well, okay, how do you protect yourself? First and foremost, do not buy at the top of your approval because you will be stretching yourself thin. Secondly, expect that your payment is going to adjust. Not drastically, but gradually over time. Because when you mentally prepare that that's going to happen, you can financially put some things in place to prepare for the worst. Okay, because we'd rather have the money there if it does happen instead of it happening to us and we're not prepared. Third, read your escrow review or analysis every year because it's going to detail either why your escrow payment went up, what changed that year to cause any changes that happened in your escrow. They'll usually send those things in the mail. Do not ignore that paper. And if you've opted in for electronic delivery, please be sure to log into your portal and look at those documents. If there's anything you don't understand or you have any questions, call your servicer. That's what they're there for, and they're willing to help. And fourth, you can shop homeowners insurance. If your premium jumps up out of nowhere, you are allowed to look for better rates. Nothing in this video is about scamming scaring you from buying. But I just want you to buy wisely. The difference between feeling trapped and confident in your purchase is information. If you give yourself breathing room, understand how escrows work, and plan for change instead of just assuming that everything will run smoothly, homeownership really does feel more stable than it does stressful. If you want help walking through all of this before you buy, or you already own and need to make sense of your payment, click that link in my description to schedule a consultation with me. And if you're not quite ready to buy yet, that's just fine. Be sure to watch these next 2 videos for more real and simple tips like this to help you when you are ready to start on your journey. Remember guys, when you know better, you buy smarter. Until next time, see you in the next one.